what do I remember about Pooja is because she was that time seeing somebody harmed by me.
Love it. ये पहले तो कुछ नहीं बोल रहे थे, अभी सब कुछ बोल
to you now. Oh my God! See, this sense of humor is very wicked. And just when I was trying to not name the, I use the word elephant in the room very kindly because that's the term, not because of any other reason.
Other reason, yeah.
We have a shared history.
जी हाँ. So that's why at that time इन्होंने ज़्यादा आपसे बात नहीं की थी. That's what I did.
Radio Nasha.
You know, I was just thinking about this. If this was the 90s और मेरा इंटरव्यू होता उस टाइम पर सनी देओल और पूजा भट्ट के साथ, फिल्म का नाम होता अंगरक्षक. लेकिन we're in 2022 and the film is चुप, जो मैंने देख ली है, and I'm so happy, privileged and very excited to have Sunny Deol and Pooja Bhatt on Radio Nasha. Welcome to my show. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
You know, I can never stop being a fangirl about all of you.
You don't have to stop.
है ना?
Yeah.
रोकने की कोई जरूरत नहीं है. तो बोलते रोहिणी मत रोको अपने आप को.
बिल्कुल नहीं.
Thank you. मैंने चुप देखी and I want to say the joy, the sheer joy of just watching, you know, your absolute favorite actors from the 90s on the big screen again. मेरे लिए, as people watched you while we were growing up, was very exciting. लेकिन आपके लिए, okay, to be on this film and to be on the big screen. Also, we've had a pandemic in the middle. Was it as exciting for you? इससे शुरू करते हैं. क्या आपके लिए भी उतना ही exciting था?
It has been exciting because, as you know, last you met me when I was a director.
जी हाँ.
So I was not doing much of an acting for
Yeah.
a long time. तो मैं चाह रहा था कि कुछ ये सब बंद करूँ और acting शुरू करूँ, and this is one of my first films after that.
Yes.
So I'm very excited about it.
Yes.
And it's a cinema जो मुझे यकीन है कि आज के जो youth है, they'll be more relating to this
Yeah.
than the other generation because they're so used to like the gadgets and the entertainment around them. आजकल entertainment वैसी है जैसे वो चाहते हैं. So I
Yeah.
think ये film भी उसी genre में आती है.
उसी zone में आती है. So it's a subject which is new, definitely an idea or a thought which is extremely original. So kudos to that. पूजा, ज़ेनोबिया का एक स्पिन ऑफ होना चाहिए. लेट मी टेल यू फर्स्ट ओनली कि बैक स्टोरी मुझे मतलब कम लगी, लेकिन यू नो आई अंडरस्टैंड द मेकर्स हैव बीन एक्सट्रीमली टॉट इन द स्टोरी टेलिंग बिकॉज इट वर्क्स फॉर द जॉनर ऑफ द थ्रिलर. कि हमारे पास उतना टाइम नहीं है ना. मुझे ये पता है कि आपके घर पे कौन रहते हैं, ना मुझे पता था कि आपके घर पे कौन रहते हैं इस फिल्म में. लेकिन एज ज़ेनोबिया, ओके, फर्स्ट लेट्स टॉक अबाउट जस्ट लुकिंग एट योरसेल्फ ऑन द बिग स्क्रीन. वाज इट एज एक्साइटिंग? बिकॉज इफ आई एम नॉट मिस्टेकन 22 साल हो गए बिग स्क्रीन को लेके.
22 years since I've been back to the movies.
Oh my God!
And I'm very grateful to Balki for bringing me back home in that sense. I think 2021 was an interesting year because I had Bombay Begums and then I signed Chup, and then when I knew that this film was being made and Sunny sir was in it and there was Dulquer and there was Shreya, so I said this is a very interesting eclectic group of people. And when I heard the part, I mean, for me, I just love the script and the idea so much. And like he rightly said that, you know, today people are exposed to cinema from all across the globe.
Yeah.
And not only cinema but shows and stuff like that, so we need to up our game
Yeah.
in more ways than one. And I think that Chup, you can hate it or you can love it, but it's original.
It is.
There is no reference point.
बिल्कुल.
It's an ode to cinema in the real sense of the word. And I think for me, Zenobia was a key part because, I mean, where do you get to play somebody who Sunny Deol listens to? that's a privilege.
That's not me. I'm a character there.
Yeah. So, you know, that means...
एक second. At some point you looked at him और तुमने कहा सनी सर.
Yeah.
क्यों? 90s में भी सनी सर कहते थे, अभी भी सनी सर कहते हैं क्या? I can't believe this about you.
There is something called protocol and respect, and that is something that is earned.
It's always been there.
Yes, we are very correct. We supposed 90s, 80s, 70s people.
Nice.
Now, you know, I mean, for whatever it's worth, there's a lot of casualness now, and I think that what makes us unique is that we're pretty professional, and we're pretty well behaved. We're good kids, actually. Yeah.
Correct. No, it's nice. क्या आप भी पूजा मैम कहते हैं फिर?
No, he doesn't need to. His name is a little.
Oh my God. It's so fascinating when two people from a similar time okay, meet in another time. It's almost like time travel, right? कि आप एक अलग टाइम में मिल रहे हैं और एक दूसरे के साथ हैं. एक सीन है फिल्म में जो मुझे बेहद पसंद है, जहाँ पर आप एक आदमी के तोंद की बात कर रही हैं और सनी देओल खुद अपने तोंद की तरफ देखते हैं, किरदार जो है वो अपने तोंद की तरफ देखता है. And trust me, the entire audience, I think, just shared that in joke, saying that's so cute, right? That is so cute.
It was very cute and very generous, because I think that at the end of the day, I think we had a laugh about that also. I think the fittest of the lot was him. And there was kind of me making a joke about Tone, and he was actually, tucking it in, but he really didn't need to at all.
Correct.
So I think that should have been what the commissioner and me should have been doing really instead. No, but coming back to Zenobia, I think that to be able to say this line, which is "you critics are killers," and also to be able to sum it up and talk about the fact that eventually it is art.
बिल्कुल.
And art has pain as the bedrock.
Yes.
And what we kind of criticize so easily or write off so easily could be somebody's life that they put out there.
बिल्कुल.
So while criticism is welcome and necessary in every facet of society, I think words have the capacity to paralyze you and destroy you.
Yeah.
And we got to be careful when we have the power. Those words cannot be used as weapons. And I think that inherently the theme, so for me it's really important to be part of a good film with good people.
People who have got whichever post they take, they kind of misuse the post.
They do.
Misuse the power, and they feel they've got the right to do anything.
Correct.
So that's why we are, that's why films like this film is there about the critics. I mean, it shows how it damages the person.
Absolutely.
And they don't need to do all that.
आई थिंक 2022 में ये फिल्म ये राइट टाइम होगी, क्योंकि पिछले कुछ सालों में मेंटल हेल्थ की बातें हो रही हैं. तो किसी के शब्दों का जो असर या प्रभाव हो सकता है, आई थिंक एटलीस्ट हम एज एन ऑडियंस समझ सकते हैं. क्योंकि until then we might have been a little flippant saying यार एक रिव्यू ही तो है, लेकिन you're right, क्योंकि लोगों के शब्दों से एक शब्द को लेकर हम अक्सर डिमोटिवेट हो सकते हैं.
No, and also everybody is a reviewer today, and everybody is a critic, and everybody has an opinion, which is wonderful.
Yeah.
But I think that somewhere there has to be a line drawn.
Yes.
And I think we also give the power.
Yeah.
Which we shouldn't do so readily.
बिल्कुल.
People can manipulate you. First they give you praise and control you, and then they deny you praise and try to control you.
My God, yes.
It's nice, no? You don't have to go to the courts for Tariq per Tariq.
नहीं. That is true.
Sunny sir से मैं पूछना चाहती हूँ, what do you remember of the Pooja Bhatt from the 90s? क्या याद है? अंगरक्षक मुझे याद है, मुझे गाना याद है, दिल मेरा चुराने लगा, रेन सॉन्ग, लड़के आपके पीछे गोल्डन पैंट्स में थे, आपको याद है?
And Saroj ji was going crazy with us. Oh God, yeah.
I know. That was a different. I mean, that was the time. That was what it was. I mean, we are looking back at it.
Yeah.
But, that time, it was the thing which we were doing.
I loved it. I danced to it. मतलब मैं वो गाने की अभी भी मैं गाना देखती हूँ YouTube पे. But my question to each of you.
He's certainly frozen in time, which is amazing. In fact, my father saw the movie and he was kind of telling my brother, who's a fitness professional,
Yes.
and Ranveer, in fact, he says, "You boys of today, you all wear your bodies like ornaments. You want strength? You look at Sunny Deol and Chup. That is strength." So I'm like, it's funny you talking about these things, but he was quite taken in. So I think he looks the same, number one. But if our memory of Angrakshak is, remember, of course, with Teenu, Angrakshak के दौर हम Teenu Verma sir हमारे action master थे. उनका तो रिश्ता बहुत ही गंभीर है. And we had an action sequence to do, मुझे याद है, जब भी I was passed out and you had to lift me on your shoulder, उनको roll करना था literally down a slope.
Oh.
तो मैंने तो सोचा ही नहीं, तो उन्होंने कहा just keep your eyes shut, कि आँख खोलो ही मत, बस just leave the rest to me. So I just literally like a sack of potatoes, मैं उनके कंधे पे थी. And when the shot started and when the shot got over, I had no clue. But when I looked back after they said cut, I said, "Oh my God! I just rolled down this hill with him, just kind of carrying me literally, and I didn't feel a thing. I didn't feel a thing. I don't think that any of the young girls should try this with the current heroes. I assure you, you lose your head or you lose something or the other."
Okay, that was Pooja Bhatt on Sunny sir. Sunny sir on Pooja Bhatt. Please बताइए हमें.
Now you're asking, and you're not supposed to tell these things.
Remember that? Because to me, always she also was. I've been a very kind of a quiet kind of a person.
Yeah, very.
ज़्यादा अभी भी मैं वैसे ही
बिल्कुल वैसे ही
इसमें
हैं।
कहीं थोड़ा थोड़ा मजाक कर लूँगा बट ज़्यादा कोई अपने आप नहीं रहता हूँ एंड इट वाज इंटरेस्टिंग बिकॉज डायरेक्टर भी जो थे वो उस तरह के डायरेक्टर थे उस वक्त बहुत ही स्ट्रिक्ट और डिसिप्लिन काइंड
जी जी
So and it was fun doing that whole film, and obviously the film went through a lot of time lapse coming up on each other as well. What do I remember about Pooja is because she was that time seeing somebody harmed by me.
Love it. ये पहले तो कुछ नहीं बोल रहे थे, अभी सब कुछ बोल
Bow to you now. Oh my God. See, this sense of humor is very wicked. And just when I was trying to not name the, I use the word elephant in the room very kindly because that's the term, not because of any other reason.
Other
Yeah.
reason, yeah.
We have a shared history.
जी हाँ. So that's why at that time इन्होंने ज़्यादा आपसे बात नहीं की थी. That's what I did.
Yes, you are.
No, but I must say, and I mean this genuinely, when I walked into, जब मैं Sunny Sound गई थी उनको मिलने के लिए 25 साल बाद, I must say कि I had my heart in my mouth, you know, because these certain things don't go away, no matter how many years. But you was just so warm and so kind, and that extended on the set. And I think मुझे एक बार याद है कि I think मैंने 13 shot take दिए थे. The first day was okay, but then we went on and on, and he was so patient. So I told him, I said, thank you for your patience. And I think he was quite surprised. He was like, no. So it was very easy because he made it very easy. So thank you, truly.
I must share this observation as somebody who kind of grew up with your movies for both of you. जब आप स्क्रीन पर थे और आप अपना रोल निभा रहे थे, हम रुक रहे थे या इंतजार कर रहे थे कि आपको गुस्सा कब आएगा फिल्म में. एंड देयर वर सो मेनी पॉइंट्स, जैसे कि जब वो लड़ाई होती है क्रिटिक्स और प्रोड्यूसर्स के बीच में और आप पर एक शॉट जाता है, आई वाज लाइक अब it was always you were waiting for it, okay, and it didn't happen then. So I thought that they did a pretty good job at the end of the day. And also you're not playing to the gallery, you know, here you are and you're justifying your role at that point. So I thought that was really an interesting choice for yourself as well. आप दोनों को जब स्क्रीन पर देखा, एक ठहराव है, you know, क्योंकि maybe of course it's the experience. You think that when you're facing the camera after a significant amount of experience, वो ठहराव is one of your best qualities. You know, I really want to know, when you're acting today in 2021-22, what do you think is your biggest strength as actors? क्या बढ़ता है वक्त के साथ?
I think experience होता है and you get to know so much about जो शुरू में नहीं पता था. अभी भी कितनी चीजें नहीं पता, तो आगे जाके और पता चलेंगी. लेकिन definitely as time goes by, you mature and you have no sense of confidence and ये नहीं कि shooting के वक्त you are very confident, nervousness तो हमेशा रहती है. But definitely and the characters जैसे हम play करें, that time हमारे characters भी very वो होते थे, whimsical होते थे, थोड़े से उस उम्र के हिसाब से होते थे. So obviously now we're playing characters जो उस वक्त you wouldn't be playing और उस हिसाब की नहीं. And then again वो ज़माना लगता है, आज ज़माना बदल चुका है, लोगों की सोच सब चीज़ें काफ़ी बदल चुकी हैं. So obviously जैसे आपने rightly कहा कि ये उस तरह की फिल्म नहीं है जैसे लोग सोच रहे होंगे.
बिल्कुल.
ये वो सिनेमा है जो मैं कह रहा हूँ आज के बच्चों को ज़्यादा जो है आज का सिनेमा है.
Excite करेगी.
Yeah.
Do you rate yourselves as better actors then or now? Let's ask you that.
I would like to believe now. मगर मुझे याद है जब हम लास्ट सीन शूट कर रहे थे, जब हम डैनी की फिल्म देख रहे स्क्रीन पे, एंड उस टाइम पे कुछ डिस्कशन चल रहा था विद श्रेया एंड बाल्की सर, एंड आई रिमेंबर यू looked watching this from far and then you just almost asked yourself this question and you said कि क्या हम इतने सवाल पूछते थे? तो I said नहीं, अब भी नहीं पूछते. तो I think एक चीज़ है कि surrender है. I mean there's no resistance. एक बार आपने स्क्रिप्ट को हाँ कह दिया है and you trust the person who's guiding you, then you must surrender to the process.
Beautiful.
And I think that with all credit, I think what's amazing about you in this movie is that to be able to come back, and there's this huge in the scene where he finally jumps out of the window, the crowd goes mad. They go mad. But to be able to come back and then say that, you know, I want a new me because I want, and then everybody who sees me in a certain way will present me in that way, and then trust the person and their vision and the process, it's a rare quality.
I want to thank बाल्की कि उन्होंने पूजा भट्ट ओजी के घुंघरालू बाल रखे इस
बिल्कुल,
फिल्म में, वो
बिल्कुल।
कमाल था टच।
Yeah, I know. I just cut it just few weeks ago, but yes, he did that. So I think my curls came back. Just
It was
yes.
fantastic. It was great. Okay, personal question, Sunny sir. मुझे आपसे पूछना है कि अभी भी हम सब काफी starstruck हैं आपको लेके, because you had this larger than life persona on the screen. You're a national award winner. You've had a long and thriving career. But अब बच्चे जो हम, मैं तो स्कूल में थी जब आप हुए थे. I remember you peaked or you debuted in the 80s and you peaked in the 90s and then you kept that career graph going. I was born in the 90s. मैं 83 की पैदाइश हूँ. और जब ये हुआ था, obviously we are very impressionable at that age. अभी भी बच्चे आते होंगे और कहते हैं सर एक बार 2.5 किलो का हाथ. कोई आपसे क्या कहता है कि एक बार चिल्ला दीजिए हमारे लिए? And how do you deal with that?
पहले तो ऐसा नहीं था. जब से ये आज का ज़माना शुरू हुआ है जहाँ पे हर चीज़ उनके पास डिजिटली अवेलेबल है, तो उसकी वजह से ये चीज़ लोगों को पता चली है and then it has become kind of a, मैंने कभी सोचा नहीं था इतनी बातें कहते रहेंगे और जहाँ जाऊँ तो वहाँ पे मिमिक्री भी वैसी हो रही है, तो ये एक चीज़ बन चुकी है. And शुरू में अजीब सा लगता था, but then he said that's it. This is a way of them acknowledging you or appreciating you or what.
Fantastic. I'm going to put both of you in the spot now. क्योंकि अक्सर एक्टर्स कहते हैं कि हम अपनी फिल्में नहीं देखते, दूसरों के क्या देखेंगे. So this is what I believe. Biggest strength of working in a time with directors who are, probably the last 10 years they've been doing work. या 10-15 सालों से. सबसे ज़्यादा क्या बदला है आपके हिसाब से जो एक एडवांटेज हो फिल्म मेकिंग के लिए? सो डू यू थिंक दैट समथिंग इज फॉर यू, आपको अच्छा लगता है यार कि फिल्में चलो इस हद तक पहुंच गई हैं, आपके लिए?
I think that whether it's today or yesterday or in the future, I think whenever you're part of a film where a director is completely consumed with the subject, the film, and something special comes from it. And I think Chup was one such film. At the same time when we were shooting, there was never a masterpiece complex, कि हम कुछ masterpiece बना रहे हैं. It was like play. He had done his homework. He knew exactly what he wanted, what he didn't want, and it was a breeze. So I think at the end of the day, anything that comes from a director's core really is going to work in these times. Otherwise, technique and all that is very important. You expect a product to look a certain way, but eventually what grabs you is the primitive. You're going to forgive people bad technique, bad all of the frills if the story works. You can't compensate for a bad story and a bad screenplay with great technique.
Great.
Yeah.
But speaking of bad technique, what do you think is the worst thing you've done in the 90s or in the films?
Don't ask me, but I think that thanks to YouTube and satellite TV, like you were saying, everything comes back. We thought कि it's gone.
ये चला गया है.
It's gone into the Bermuda Triangle, but नहीं जाता है. वापस आ जाते हैं. So sometimes people can't put their children in my hand. I said, but you were not even born. How would you know me?
Actually, पुरानी पिक्चर मैंने जो नहीं देखी थी, मैं YouTube पे कभी देखता हूँ.
Thank you so much both of you for your time. I am just too excited कि आप लोग मेरे शो पर एक साथ आएं. तो और इस फिल्म को एक साथ करने के लिए बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया. From all of us in the 90s, I want to say thank you Sunny and thank you Pooja.
Thank you so much.
Radio Nasha.